Hello, good morning, everybody. I'm going to do a quick video today on the little things and kind of essentials, how much of what you need. Now, it'll be brief, it'll be quick, because I know not everybody wants to sit there on YouTube and watch hours and hours and stuff. So please remember that you can connect with me at any time via my website, which is hostit.net.au. You can connect with me there. If you're eligible for the ambassador program through Airbnb, I'm very welcome to join me in that program, and I can help you set up online for free. There is an eligibility criteria, so just contact me through hostit.net.au. I'll be able to help you with that. I've also got lots of consulting and training services and co-hosting. Co-hosting, I find, is a fantastic way of teaching people. I don't have to co-host for you forever, but if I jump in onto your listing as a co-host, I can really teach you a lot in a very short amount of time. So I'm always here to help you and connect with you. So just jump onto hostit.net.au and we can get started with some consulting or training for you. So here's a little thing here for you guys that are setting up and you're not sure of how much of what you need. I've also got a slide stack here that I've done with my beautiful friend Bree. You do know about Bree. Happy to put you in contact with Bree, who has a lot of templates and everything like that for sale on her website. She does fantastic welcome books and all sorts of amazing, clever things that I'm not technically savvy enough to do. So I can always put you in contact with Bree. Okay, so how much do you need? This is what I get asked a lot. Okay, it can really depend on your property. So I'm going to go through really the basics. And it also depends on your avatar. Remember, I've talked about your amenities before. You tick those amenities that attract the type of guests you want. My properties, my avatar is predominantly pet friendly. Okay, so I have all sorts of pet things and pet pictures and all that sort of thing. But when I'm talking about amenity, I'm talking about, like, if you want to attract families, then you need to have your porta cots and your high chairs and single beds and different things like that. So think about who you want to sleep there, who you want to host to. And if you've got a family-friendly property, make sure you've got lots of pots and pans, big pots, really important things like that, where people want to congregate together. In your listing, say family, family, family. Mention things. So with mine that are pet friendly, I mention dogs, dog beaches, dog areas, dogs, dogs, dogs. And that attracts people. And I have dogs in my photos. That attracts people who want to travel with their dogs. So if you've got a beautiful big kitchen that you want families to gather in, mention that. Families, gatherings, cooking, have that. Mention that you've got beautiful Miele appliances or 6 gas burner, cooktops or whatever it is that you have. What is going to attract your avatar, the type of person that you want. And then think about your bed configuration. Who do you want to attract? Do you want to attract a bunch of couples? Do you want to attract families? So you've got a 4-bedroom property and you've got 2 queen beds in each, queen beds in each of 2 of the rooms, and then maybe 2 singles. I don't particularly love bunks. Cleaners don't like bunks. They're very difficult and they can be dangerous. You've got to make sure that they're compliant. Okay, so if you really can't fit 2 singles into a room, maybe think about a trundle bed underneath a single for kids, because bunks are problematic for multiple reasons. And honestly, cleaners don't like cleaning them. All right. And I have mentioned before bed bridges for the big king size beds that you can split into 2. They can be really good as well if you want to attract families or groups of couples, which I have done before in larger homes. So you've got to think about your cost of your linen and your laundering, okay? It can be really, really important, and it can become very, very expensive. So when you're thinking about linen, if you're buying your own linen, you must have 3 sets per bed, okay? Now, because you're going to have turnovers. So you're going to have people checking out and checking in the same day. You need to turn that over. So you need to have a spare set always on hand, plus another set, okay? Because you are going to have a situation where your linen is marked and there is something wrong with it. Excuse me, guys, I'm just coming off a cold. So you are going to have that 3rd set. You're going to be making a bed one day, or your cleaner's going to be making a bed, and it's going to be, oh my God, there's a mark on this. And if you haven't got another set of linen to put on the bed, you can be in all sorts of problems. So make sure you have at least 3 sets, and that's 3 sets of doona covers, or if you're triple sheeting, 3 sets of sheets. Whatever it is, how you're doing your bed, make sure you have 3 sets. All right. You may not need 3 doonas, but definitely 2 doonas. Okay. Have a spare one somewhere because you will have wet bed situations, which brings me to waterproof mattress protectors. All right. You must have a waterproof mattress protector because I tell you what, if your mattress is wet, you are in all sorts of trouble. And it will happen. It's not a matter of if it will happen, it will happen. So have waterproof mattress protectors, 2 per bed, and then normal mattress protector over the top of that because the waterproof ones are a bit naffy. I just find them in Kmart. They're great. So I have the waterproof mattress underneath, and I've got the nice cotton protector over the top. Okay. And don't forget hand towels. This is something that people forget as well. So make sure you've got hand towels, 1 per bathroom, and then you have at least 1 or 2 more extras. So you've got your turnovers. The same with your towels. Consider your towels. How many guests are you having? Now, most hosts will leave 1 towel per guest. In the smaller properties, I may leave 2. But if you've got a property that sleeps 12 and you're giving them 2 towels each, that's 24 towels. So it depends on your laundering costs and whether you're purchasing your towels or not. So I recently redid towels in one of my properties. It's a 2-bedder and they sleep 4. So, and I have 2 of those next to each other. It's a duplex pair. So I just went and bought 16 new towels. So I have plenty for turnovers and plenty of spares for my cleaners because they will get marked. They will get ruined. Things just happen. If you have a pool or you're near the beach, are you going to supply beach towels? Are you going to supply pool towels? All right. So if you've got a bath towel and a pool towel or 2 bath towels and a pool towel, that's a lot of towels. Okay. Some of these large properties. There are some properties that I've had that are near the beach, and we might supply beach towels, but only to internationals, so they don't have to bring towels. Okay, so when you're supplying things, if you give guests 10 towels, they will use 10 towels. Make sure they do not have access to your spares. Okay, so in your property, make sure that you have a lockable cupboard where you keep all your extra linen and all your extra supplies. If guests can get into that, they will use everything. Okay. So really have a think about your laundering costs and what your guests need. So in the kitchen, when we've got a kitchen, if I've got a dishwasher, I might have more things. Okay. And when I mean in that, like I'll have a heap of plates, a heaps of bowls, enough for everybody, lots of coffee mugs and things like that, because they can use the dishwasher. In properties that I don't have dishwashers, if I sleep 2, then they might have 4 of everything. Or if I've got a property that sleeps 4, they'll have 6 of everything, okay? Because they have to wash them, okay? They can't leave a pile of dishes for my cleaners because they need to reuse it because they have a limited stock. Whereas I will have more if I've got a property with a dishwasher. And please consider if you've got families that you must have big pots. They want to cook together. Various size fry pans and big pots and various size pots and things like that because they do want to hang together. That's why they're staying in an Airbnb and in a house rather than a hotel room. All right. So do consider that. And wine glasses, make sure there's enough wine glasses and water glasses and all that. I had a friend recently stayed in an Airbnb. She had 1 water glass. Like I have tall glasses, I have short glasses. I have wine glasses, I have champagne glasses. So just make sure, I mean, you can overdo it and it can become too cluttered. And think about who's staying, how many people want to sit at the dining room table. Don't have a 4-seater if you've got 10 people staying in your house. Okay. People want to congregate and be together. So please make sure you've got enough seating for everybody. All right. And that's your bed configuration, which I spoke about before. Think about who it is. Barbecues. Well, look, I don't have barbecues in all my properties anymore. And the reason is guests don't tend to clean them. All right. If I do have barbecues at properties these days, I tend to have electric ones to plug them in. So if you're going to have barbecues and some of the bigger properties where you're charging really high cleaning fees and really high nightly rates, have a barbecue, great. But if it is going to be a gas one, make sure you have a spare gas bottle somewhere and make sure the cleaners always know when that second gas bottle has gone on and be used, and leave the tools there for the guests to undo the gas and do it on. Guests will always run out of gas 8 o'clock on a Saturday or a Sunday night. It's never going to be at a convenient time for you. So make sure, as I've always spoken about plenty of times, backup for backup. Okay, so have an extra gas bottle there. I tend to use electric barbecues now because you can just plug them in. and they're smaller and it's easier to clean the tray. But barbecues are up to you. But please take into consideration that guests will not clean them. You can ask them to clean them, but I can almost guarantee you it's not going to happen. So quality is really, really important. And these come from some slide stacks that Breeze made up and also Airbnb supplied us as well. Improving quality and having the small things taken care of really makes a big, big difference in your metadata, in your ranking, in everything, all right? Guests will return all the time if you've got great quality. They'll leave good reviews. Airbnb push you to the top, all right? They really do, and then you can get into guest favorite and you can get into Superhost status, all those sorts of things. So what Brie and I came up with for the importance of the small things in your Airbnb listings, okay? It really matters. The guest experience really matters. Small touches can make significantly enhance your guest stay. Now, I have just gone into my properties. I'm going overseas, which is why I'm getting this out to you now. And, I know I've got return guests coming in for an anniversary. I've left them chocolate and champagne for their happy anniversary. I've got guests coming in that are getting married, and it's a dog-friendly one. So that's why they've picked ours for their honeymoon and for coming in before and after their wedding, because they want to travel with their dog and they know that we've got great reviews and a beautiful home to stay in. So they've got a beautiful wedding card and a congratulations and some chocolates and champagnes as well. All those little things, little individual touches really make a huge difference. Okay, make it feel like a home away from home. So have all those little things. Have irons, have ironing boards, have hangers in the cupboards, have lots of pots and pans and knives and forks and all those sorts of things. Make them feel like a home away from home. This will get you positive reviews, and the more amenities you have, the better, okay? Go through those amenity sheets down to baking sheets, okay? All those things make a huge difference, all right? It sets you apart from a lot, because one of my cleaners is actually in LA at the moment, and she's messaged me going, oh my God, we provide so much stuff. Like, she's flat out having enough cutlery for herself and her partner. So really think about it being, I think it's really important. One of my key things for new hosts is stay there. I want you to stay there. Do you have salad bowls? Can you prepare a meal? Can you entertain? Can you have happy hour? All those sorts of things, guys, are really, really important. I stay at all my properties. I sleep in the beds. I use the towels. I use the linen. I do everything in my properties before I open them. And I keep a notebook in the kitchen bench, or I have a notebook with me everywhere. And if I need it, I get it, down to vegetable peelers. Okay. Make sure you have all those little things taken care of. All right. So pantry essentials. Now, this can depend on the size of your property, but tea, coffee, sugar is important. Okay. I do milk. Oh, I've got that down the bottom there. Sorry, Brie made this up. Milk, I do long life, because I don't expect my cleaners to be able to go to the shop on their way to every single clean. We are far too busy and have far too many turnovers for them to be doing that for me. So long life it is for ours, and I've never had a complaint. Guests just appreciate the fact that we've had it. But then I've worked with people that have had asked the guests on their check-in message, because they're doing the cleans themselves and they're going to be there, and they say, what is your preference for milk? And that's lovely. And oh boy, I tell you, people have some really incredible preferences for milk, from Zimmel to low fat to oat to, well, generally if you're into oat milk, or you're into rice milk or almond milk like my husband is, you will take your own anyway. But having a small long life milk there, it can be kept in the cleaner's cupboard. If people get there, they've got early flights, or they're coming in and they just want a cup of tea or coffee, they've got it there. And with tea, I also like a variety of teas. Like, I get those packs that are the like peppermints and chamomiles and all that. Pop those in. You get them for $1 in Coles. You see them on special, and I buy a big variety, and I just pop a few extra ones in with my black teas. Salt, pepper, cooking oil, and cooking spray, I find, is an absolute essential. All right, they're just the basic things. So if you want to cook bacon and eggs for breakfast, or you want to have something simple, you don't want to be traveling with salt, pepper. They're not expensive items. Now, tomato sauce and barbecue sauce, this is interesting. I used to supply them, and now I don't. Purely simply, they go out of date very quickly, and sachets became just a bit of a nightmare. But if you want to do it, that's fine. Everyone will host differently. Now, in the case of Bree's property, She did supply tomato sauce and barbecue sauce because she didn't have a lot of cooking facilities in her property. But downstairs was a really great fish and chip shop. So guests were always getting fish and chips at the very least, or just getting a thing of chips. Okay. So she had barbecue sauce now and tomato sauce. Now you'd be really surprised at how quickly they go out of date. I was shocked. So this is why I stopped supplying it, because they go out of date quite quickly. So Brie used to set in her calendar that she needed to check the dates on the tomato sauce if it hadn't been all used up. So Vegemite is a local favorite. Again, some guests won't use it, some do. Some like to try it. And look, I have a little note in my welcome book that, it is a shared pantry. And if someone's a germaphobe, honestly, they don't have to use it. But Vegemite can sometimes be a really fun touch to put into it. And you can get the sachets. Campbell's Cash and Carry have them. You can get the little Vegemites because international guests love to try it. It's quite hilarious, to be honest. Really essential things for me. Paper towels. Oh, so good for quick cleanup and spins. If I don't have paper towels at a property, I lose it. I lose my mind. Okay. It's so, again, inexpensive, handy. We use it for everything. We cover up things in the microwave. Actually, in the microwave as well, I have those little plastic microwave shields that you put over food covering things. You get them from Kmart, I think, for like $2 or $1.50. Please get those. I have them inside my microwave. So if a guest goes to use the microwave, they open it up and they see this? It's a cover. It goes over your food. So because I don't understand people that put things in the microwave and don't have the food cover, and you got baked beans splattered everywhere and food splattered all over your microwave. It's a nightmare for your cleaners. So I do actually have those plastic covers in my microwave, and it's there for guests to see when they open it. Sorry, I diverse here. So extra toilet paper, please do not be skimpy on toilet paper. Okay, during COVID, we were really careful with how much toilet paper we left out because it would all go missing. People would take it home with them. But please, now that we don't have a scarcity of toilet paper, don't be tight, because I tell you what, guests will let you know, and it's something that's very, very annoying. Cling wrap some foils. Oh, and little leftover plastic containers, like plastic containers down here I've got are fantastic. I just get the huge ones. It costs me a couple of dollars for 20. Guests love those. Don't leave good Tupperware. They will take them home with them. But cling wrap and foil can be really handy. And I find guests, again, I've got my little pantry note in my welcome book that says, if you use the last of the salt and pepper, or you use the last of the foil, if you could replace that for the next guest, that would be fantastic. And I explain that if you've come and had a lovely holiday here and all you've had to do was supply one roll of foil, then hasn't that been fantastic that there's so much convenience in this property? In the 9 years I've been doing this, I've very rarely had to replace the cling wrap or the foil. Guests are really, really good about it. The same with the salt and pepper and the oils and things like that. I occasionally have to buy them, but not that often. I am a Ziploc queen of the world as well, and that's one of my things, along with tissues. Okay, so paper towel and tissues are a must for me, obviously toilet paper, but I love Ziploc bags as well. I think, I use them for everything. Ziploc bags, always have those in my properties as well. And all these little things just make the stay. Like, you'll read my reviews over and over again. There wasn't anything I needed. And if someone really needs something and you've got that little plastic container to put their leftovers in or something like that, or they've had a barbecue and they've got some leftover sausages and they want to wrap them in foil, or they want to put them in a little container and put them in the fridge for tomorrow, having that is fantastic. Now, basic cleaning supplies, please have them. I always have a cheap vacuum in all my properties because obviously we're near the beach and we're dog friendly. Okay, don't do a good one. Don't have a good Dyson or something like that because it may go missing, or parts of it might go missing. I just get the cheap vacuum from Kmart. Have a dustpan, a brush, and a broom, okay, because you need to be sweeping up spills, crumbs, like we've got listed here. I was speaking to someone yesterday, and every time they go on holidays with their kids, they're always sweeping up every day. Oh, that was my hairdresser, actually. Yeah, when she goes on holidays with the kids, she says, I'm always sweeping up every day because the sand does her head in. So if you're expecting a guest to leave your property clean and tidy, please leave them the things to leave it clean and tidy. So cheap dustpan and brush, they're $2. Go to Bunnings. Brooms are very inexpensive. Grab the cheapest vacuum you can from Bunnings. I leave multi-purpose spray. It doesn't have to be the world's best stuff. Your cleaner brings in all the really good stuff. I never leave guests bleach. Bleach will end up on your towels and your sheets and everywhere. So never leave a guest bleach, because you're going to have all your towels bleached, all your lovely dark grey towels. Oh, colours of towels. I stick with dark grey these days. Some people like white. My cleaners don't like the white. If you're hiring your towels, you will get white. I find white need to be washed with lots of bleach, really high temperatures, and I go through them too quickly. I now stick to dark grey. You ask 50 hosts what colour towels they'll have, you will get 50 different answers. Or actually, I think now when I do see people asking about colours of towels, dark grey seems to be the norm, and white sheets. White sheets can be bleached quite easily. I actually work with my cleaners and I ask my cleaners what their preference are. And we're now currently sticking to white sheets and the dark grey towels. Okay. And leave them cloths. We leave them chucks. We leave them sponges, and please make them new. I've stayed at a property once when, the dish sponge should have been retired in the 1980s at some stage. It was terrible. They're not expensive, people. All right. If it costs you 10 cents a sponge per stay or 20 cents a sponge per stay, leave them. So we leave chuckses, we leave kitchen sponges, and we leave paper towel. All right. So, and obviously we have disinfecting wipes in some properties as well. We have hand sanitizers in there as well. We have dishwashing liquids, hand soaps, laundry powder. We tend to do laundry powder these days than liquid, because I find with liquid, people just slurp in heaps. We use powder because they're generally going to use the scoop. All right. That's just a tip for you as well. Just make it, if you've got it at your house, supply it to your Airbnb guests. Okay, so another really important thing here is to have market shopping bags. They're eco-friendly and convenient for when they arrive there. They've got some bags to go shopping with. Umbrellas are fantastic. We leave the umbrellas. I buy the Bunnings umbrellas because they're $12 an umbrella. But a tip on the umbrellas, I put 100-mile-an-hour tape on the handles, and I write the property's name on it. Okay, so it might be comfy or whatever, because they don't intentionally take them home, but we get some very helpful husbands or partners sometimes that go, hey, I'm going to help pack the car, and they just take everything and they go, oh yeah, that must be our Bunnings umbrella, because I think everybody in Australia has a Bunnings umbrella. So I tape them up so it's very clear it belongs to the property, and I put the property's name on it. And I tell you what, I haven't had my umbrellas go missing since I've done that. Like I said, I don't think anyone intentionally took off with my umbrellas, but since I've named them and made it very clear that they belong to me, my umbrellas have not gone missing. Beach towels, as I mentioned before, that can really depend on my little properties where I have a lot of international guests. I automatically have beach towels in there. Larger properties, not so much beach towels, but if you've got a larger property with a pool, we will supply pool towels. Okay, you've got to remember that most of these properties, you have a washing machine or a dryer there as well. I don't have dryers in my less expensive nightly rated properties. We have washing machines in all our properties, even the granny flats. But these are in areas where you can easily dry them on a clothesline. And we supply drying racks as well, which you can have inside for rainy days. All right. But if I was going to New Zealand, say, for winter, for skiing, I would have to have a dryer. I wouldn't book a property without a dryer. Or if I'm staying in an apartment where there is no possible way of drying clothes or airing, I would have to have a dryer. So do you understand what I mean? So my bigger properties that are homes, or not my bigger properties do, because we cater to a lot of babies and children, so they want dryers. But say my 2-bedroom flat where we've got a little yard and all that sort of thing for the dogs, there's plenty of room to dry it. We're in Queensland, we're outside. My little duplexes, 1960s beach shacks. Yes, we have a washing machine, but it's normally nice and warm up there. You can dry your things on the line, or if it happens to be raining, we do have undercover little pull-out clotheslines and drying racks as well. So just think about the situation. Everybody is different. Every property is different. Just have a really good think about what would be convenient. And this one here, wall hooks. This is one of Bree's favorites. She's a wall hook queen. I have them so when people come in, they can hang their towels, their beach towels, their handbags, hats, keys, whatever. It means they can find the keys because you're in a different environment. And I obviously have little dog tails as my wall hooks because they are cute, and I have dog-friendly properties and people will put their dog leads on there. Now, little things like this as well, sleeping masks and stuff like that in earplugs, and make sure you have extra pillows and blankets. I have different extra pillows in the cupboards because you have side sleepers and back sleepers and two pillows and hard pillows. And I have lots of different pillows, and I have extras in the cupboards. Always extra blankets. Some people like to be warmer, more comfortable. Some people will get rid of the doona and use the blanket, or if you're triple sheeting, they want an extra blanket. So it's really, really convenient. I have throws. I have blankets in the lounge rooms, everywhere. Okay. So, and then not, again, expensive. Jump in, go to Kmart. Minky blankets are beautiful. Now, Brie had her properties right on an esplanade where it's very busy and could be noisy. It's in the hub of everything. So she would always check with everybody. Do you understand? You're at the hub, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be noisy. There's bright lights outside. So she supplied sleeping masks and earplugs. Now you can get these online. Again, jump onto anywhere online, sleeping masks, whatever. You can get little disposable ones very, very inexpensively. And that can really make a person's stay, because if they're not getting good night's sleep, they're not happy. Now, there's robes here on the bed. All right. Now, robes, I personally don't do. I don't have high-end properties that do that. But if you've got a high-end property and you want to supply beautiful, lush robes, fantastic. Just consider the laundering and the amount that you would need. Now, with robes, if you only slept 2, I would consider you would need at least 5, 6 if you could. All right, so that can come out really expensive because you're going to need 2 per turnover. So that's 4. You're going to need a spare in case one's marked or damaged or stained or something's happened to it and you haven't noticed it. Preferably 2 spares. All right, so really, if you want to do robes, consider that. And they take a long time to dry. That's why you've got to have so many. It's the same with your mattress protectors. Your mattress protectors take a long time to dry. That's why you've always got to have backup sitting there waiting. And please have waterproof mattress protectors. The number of times I have gone, oh, thank you for having a waterproof mattress protector. So little things that we like to do as well when we welcome guests. I leave welcome snacks. Look, if you're in Byron Bay, I would do little Byron Bay cookies. In my little flat that I do internationals, we leave Tim Tams, and in internationals there we leave the Tim Tams with a little clip-on koala on the edge of it. It's so cute. Clip-on koalas, clip-on kangaroos attached to their Tim Tams. They go nuts for it. Make sure you have a welcome book. I mean, in Bundaberg, so we've got some properties up in Bundaberg. Leave some Bundaberg ginger beer. Leave something local. Guests love that. Always going to have your guidebook up to date to make sure they know all the local things that you love. A welcome book is different to your online guidebook. Your welcome book has all your information, your Wi-Fi, how to use the barbecue, where your favorite restaurant is, checkout expectations, all those sorts of things go into your welcome book. All right. Then you have your menus and maps and everything. I use those plastic envelopes that you get from Officeworks. So make sure you have places to go, all your local cafes, restaurants, takeaways, all that sort of thing. You can have those. People like tangible things. People like maps. So I have places to go and things to do. And I have places to eat, and I have maps all in separate folders. And then in my welcome book, I might have my favorite things, or the local vet for the properties like that, or, check out expectations, like I said, and where the best dog-friendly beach is. All those sorts of things go into your welcome book. And then your guidebook online that's where Google takes over and you type in the pubs or, Kelking Moon Distillery, and they all come up for you. And they're all the things that you love to visit as well. So you've got the digital guidebook as well. All right. People love welcome notes. I always personalize my welcome notes as I can. Welcome, Cherie. Welcome, Brie. Welcome, Mark. Welcome, Mark and family. And I always leave the dogs' names too if I'm welcoming dogs and I know the dog's name. Welcome the Jordan family, that sort of thing. All those little things can make a massive, massive difference. All right. So I think that is the end of that. Yes, it is the end of the slides there today, guys. Please reach out to me again if you do want any extra help. I hope that's helped a lot of you. Please stay there and please think about what you would need and what you would like, and think about the number of guests. That's the most important thing. And think about turning over these. Guest checking out and guest checking in the same day is a huge thing. So if you want any help, if you would like some consulting, some training, if you've never set up an Airbnb before and you're brand new, you will be eligible to have my help for free. All this information is at hostit.net.au. And if you've got any topics or suggestions, please, again, reach out to me and I'm more than happy to make up a video for you. Have an amazing weekend.